Karibu ndugu msikilizaji na mtazamaji wa kipindi chetu cha Sifa TV. Leo studioni ninao wageni wawili ambao tutakwenda kuzungumza kwenye program inayoitwa International Leadership Program. Na wao watakwenda kuelezea zaidi na zaidi, na pia watakwenda kujitambulisha wao ni akina nani. Welcome. You can go and introduce yourself in my audience. So we start with the one next to me and then the follow.
Hello, everyone. My name is Amina Shell, and I am an Equity and Diversity Specialist at LMPD, Louisville Metro Police Department.
And my name is Minerva Barova, and I am also an employee of LMPD, and I am the Equity and
Ndio, wanajitambulisha majina yao. Hapa anasema anaitwa Amina, anafanya kazi kwenye kitengo cha LMPD ndani kule, na mwingine anasema anaitwa Minerva Barola, naye anafanya kazi pamoja na hao watu wa LMPD. Let me start with Barola. Can you tell us what is this program, International Leadership Program, is about?
It's an exciting program that
Okay.
we have where we create partnership with the community. We as the police and the community, international, creating a partnership. And the program is we meet once a month for 6 months for 3 hours. It's in the evenings, and the program is free. So what is the purpose of it? Is by the community is going to learn about the police department. It's going to learn about different units in our police department. What do we do? And so how did I know which ones to pick? I did a survey and I asked people, what were they interested in? So people wanted to know about traffic. What does it take when a police officer stops you when you're driving a car? What am I supposed to do? So we're going to have someone who's going to talk to you about that. We're going to talk about gangs, how we could keep, how the parents, the adults are able to watch their children's behavior change if they're getting into a gang, and how to report that. We also are going to show you we're going to have somebody else come in and talk about if a police officer do something wrong, how to file a complaint against them. And it's okay to do that. There's no retaliation. It's your right. And also, we're going to show you that you can also give a compliment to a police officer versus a complaint if you need it. So it's really about being transparent and being open. So every time we meet, we're going to have 1 or 2 classes, and where you will learn something about the police department, and in return, we're going to learn about and it's an international. So it's not just African. We're going to have different communities there. So now they're going to be creating relationships with different communities. So this is what the program is.
Yeah, anajaribu kuelezea hii program inahusu nini. Amejaribu kuelezea kwamba ni program ya International Leadership Program ambayo wanakuwa na madarasa kila mwezi mara moja, kuanzia saa 12 jioni mpaka saa 3 kamili, ambayo inakuwa inafanyika ndani ya miezi 6. Na ukimaliza ile program kunakuwa na cheti ambacho unachopata cha kuonyesha kwamba uliweza kufuzu hayo madarasa. Lakini pia wanafundisha nini kwenye madarasa? Wanafundisha sheria za barabarani, wanafundisha jinsi ya unaweza kudili ukimwona mtu ambaye ana silaha, unaweza kufanyaje au kumripoti, au ukimwona mtoto wako anaanza kuwa na tabia tofauti, ili unaweza kufanyaje ili uweze kumripoti polisi. Lakini pia wanazungumza na sheria za Marekani, kwa sababu watu wengi wamechukulia polisi kama ni adui, lakini polisi sio maadui, polisi ni rafiki. Kwa hiyo wanajaribu kutoa elimu ili jinsi gani jamii inaweza ikawa rafiki na polisi. Okay, thank you so much. I was just helping them what you say in my community. Yes. Another question is, since Louisville is among the cities with the highest number of international community, so did you notice any difference in your responsibility on a daily basis as LMPD here?
I am a retired police officer, so I just want to tell people that so they know that when I start answering about what I've seen, is because I have. But your question is really about what have I seen changes in the international community? Well, I see a growth of international members in our community, which we think is beautiful because I was the first Latina in the entire state of Kentucky to become a police officer. And I stayed for 26 years. So I seen the growth, but I also seen the challenges. So what I've seen now is communication issues. We're not able to communicate with the people in our community. This is the reason why we're hiring people that reflects the community we serve. Our chief, she's really sharp. She knows how she wants to take care of the city, but she says that we want the best of the best. So and the community deserves it, and that's what you demand. So we want people to come to join our police department that reflects the community, but you got to be sharp. You got to be ready. You got to be prepared. So how can we do that? We could teach you how to shoot a weapon. We could teach you the safety of it and when to do it. We could teach you law, but we can't teach you how to be compassionate, loving. So you have to have that already. And she looks for that. She's not kidding. She wants people who is willing to serve the community that we promised to do. And how do you do it? Learning the law? Good. But what else can you bring in? Can you bring in love? Can you bring in compassion? Can you listen to people? Like really listen. Do you really have that desire to help? That's what she wants. And those are the people that she's hiring. She calls it the best of the best.
Yeah, nilikuwa nimemuuliza swali kwamba tunajua mji wa Louisville umekuwa na ongezeko kubwa sana la wahamiaji wa kimataifa. Ni changamoto zipi wanazokutana nazo kila siku kwenye majukumu yao? Akawa anasema kwamba changamoto ni nyingi, lakini moja ya changamoto ni inaitwa lugha, mawasiliano. Watu wanakuja waelewi lugha ya Kiingereza, lakini pia wao pia hawawezi kuelewa lugha ambayo wale watu wanazungumza. Kwa hiyo pia wanajaribu kutafuta wafanyakazi ambao wanaweza kuzungumza lugha ya jamii inaelewa, lakini pia jamii inaweza kuelewa kwa lugha yao. Na wanatafuta watu ambao ni bora. Kwa sababu gani? Kwa sababu wao wanaweza kufundisha sheria, wanaweza kufundisha jinsi ya kupiga risasi, lakini tabia hawezi kumfundisha mtu. Tabia ni kitu ambacho mtu anazaliwa nacho. Huwezi kumfundisha mtu upendo, huwezi kumfundisha mtu huruma. Kwa hiyo pia mbali na kufundisha wewe sheria, wanataka mtu ambaye mwenye huruma, wanataka mtu mwenye upendo ambaye anaweza kujali watu. Thank you so much. The next question is to Amina. What difficulty do you face while working with international communities?
I wouldn't say difficulties. I understand their struggles because as an immigrant myself, I grew up, with parents who had the same struggles. So for me, I understand them, but the language barrier is also still something that I still struggle with. So mostly language barriers, but I understand some of their fears, and I've lived with those fears, and more so of when they see me, they're surprised and they want to ask questions like, what do you do? Because you tell us you're not an officer, so what is your job? So explaining to them that you don't have to have a badge to go outside, and like you can help in other ways.
Okay.
There are different departments and you can join one of those departments. Everyone has different talents and we have different jobs that fit those talents.
Yeah, nimejaribu kumuuliza Amina kwamba ni changamoto zipi au ugumu upi ulikutana nao katika kufanya kazi na jamii ya kimataifa. Amesema kwamba pia na yeye ambayo inamsumbua sana ni mawasiliano inakuwa inamsumbua, lakini pia watu wanamshangaa, Amina umewezaje kufanya kazi na watu, mbona wanakuwa ni hivi, wanakuwa hivi. Akasema no, sio lazima mpaka uweze kuchukua bunduki au uwe kwenye gari unakimbizana na watu. Unaweza ukasaidia polisi lakini kwenye kitengo kingine. Kama yeye yuko kwenye kitengo cha polisi lakini hayuko kwenye kile kitengo cha kule mbele, anapambana sehemu nyingine. Kwa hiyo hata nawe pia unaweza ukaja ukasaidia sehemu nyingine. The third question is to Viral. Did I speak it correctly? Very, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. The third question is, what is the request that international communities will improve to better work with police department? So this question is reciprocal. So is the question to you, and you can so that is the question for us. So what do you need improve or to make your job easier.
Excellent.
Yes.
That's great. Because that's what we're saying. What can we do to make your experience with a police officer living here in the United States easier, or living in Kentucky, in Louisville, easier? So you're asking, what can the community, how can they make our lives? Yes. So calling us, tell us what you want. Call us before things get worse. Call us before, if you know something, don't wait till it gets bad to call for help. As soon as you see something's happening in your house, it could be anything. Somebody robbed you, somebody came into your house and took stuff. Don't let it be like 4 or 5 times. Call it the first time. If you see, in your neighborhood, drugs, call it the first time. Don't wait till it gets bad. You had a car accident. There was a car. Call the police so you could get so we could take care of you or file the report. Don't wait till it gets worse. So how can we do that? We got to do our part. We got to open the doors so you could trust us. So it's a two-way.
Ndio nilikuwa najaribu kumuuliza kwamba jamii ya kimataifa, nikisema jamii ya kimataifa namaanisha sio tu wa Afrika, namaanisha wa Cuban, namaanisha Mexican, namaanisha watu wa Asia, namaanisha mataifa mbalimbali. Tunaweza tukafanyaje ili kuweza kurahisisha kazi yao? Amejibu kwamba tusisubiri vitu viwe vibaya. Tunaweza tukawaita kabla mambo yajawa mabaya. Ikiwa ni mara ya kwanza, unaweza ukawaita ili waweze kuona jinsi wanaweza kusuluhisha hayo matatizo. This question is to Amina, because Amina is from our community. Yes, and you have been born in Africa. You was born in Africa, so you know a lot of Africa. So our African community, we used to end our things. So we don't used to take our things to the government. So we used to end our things in the community. So we have our elders, we have our leaders. They can handle the things before they get to the police. So how that is face to face with American law or American culture?
I feel like it's different. Sometimes it is very hard to get them to understand that there are laws that protect them. Oftentimes there are certain, I would say, things that they don't want to discuss as a community, but things have to be discussed. And for them, they feel like they're crossing boundaries if someone goes and says, this is happening in my community and we need help. They see you as a traitor. So I want to remove that stigma. If we have more people who are from that background in the police force, then the police is able to understand the reasons why these people don't come and talk to them about these issues. Okay. So having people from different communities coming to these international, programs that we're offering is going to make the police understand, because we say, I'm not calling the police, and the police is wondering, why are they not calling the police? This is something, that needs to be handled legally and not someone from your community that is handling all affairs.
Nilikuwa najaribu kumuuliza kwamba tuna jinsi ya kudili na matatizo yetu kwenye jamii yetu kitokea issue. Na yeye analifahamu. Hii inakuwaje ukizingatia na tamaduni za Kimarekani. Kusema kwamba pia inakuwa ni ngumu watu kuelewa. Lakini pia anakuwa anajitahidi kwa namna yake kuweza kuwaelewesha watu ni jinsi gani wanaweza wakawa wanaweza wakapeleka shida zao au kuweza kupeleka kesi zao ili mambo yaweze kuwa vizuri. Okay, another question is to Maneuver. I'm sorry. Maneuver. Okay. Yeah, the next question is, would you say, what is the rates, crimes, different before the international community was high than today? What a difference crime. Is the crime go higher, the rate of crime go higher, or it just slow down?
I can't say that it's...
Because you have been served in LMPD for 26, you must have a big experience.
I've seen different.
Yes.
I've seen a growth, like I had mentioned before in another topic, another area that we were talking about, that the crime rate has increased, but I can't say that it's in the international community.
Okay.
It's just people. Things are happening in the community.
Great.
Because
Great.
not necessarily
Great.
the international, we can't say that. Now, are they part of it? Yes, because it's people. We all live here together. So we can't say, oh, it's all the Hispanics or the Guatemalans or the Asians or the African. We can't say that. It's everyone is contributing to some crime. And so when I say some crime, it would be the gangs-related gun violence, homicide, domestic violence, that type of robberies. It's just people, So I can't say it's the international community because they're here that the rate has gone higher. I will never say that because I can't say it. That's not something that we can quantify.
Yeah, nimemuuliza kwamba anawezaje kuzungumzia kuhusu habari ya uhalifu umekuwa chini au kiwango cha uhalifu kimeenda juu kutokana na wahamiaji kuwa wengi wa kimataifa. Amesema kwamba ni kweli uhalifu imeongezeka, idadi ya uhalifu, lakini hawezi kusema kwamba ni kwa sababu ya watu waliokuja. Ni watu tu, kwa sababu ndio wahamiaji wamo kwenye crimes wapo, lakini pia sio wote ni wahamiaji. Kwa hiyo anaweza kusema ni watu, lakini hataki kusema kwamba ni wa Marekani au sio, kwa sababu hawezi inakuwa ni matukio ambayo yanatokea kila siku. Okay, my fifth question was but I think you have just covered in this conversation. My fifth question was, what advice would you give to avoid crimes mostly to international community? And you say just this program is the answer.
It can be the answer,
Yeah.
because it has a lot of the unknowns. We are able to explain a lot of the stuff that people are asking or don't ask. We give them this information. So yes, this is one of the programs. Yeah, we even talk about programs that we have for the young kids. We talk about programs that we have in the schools. So this, this international program, we cover so many. Sure. So thank you. Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you so much. And my last question for you all. This is the one question, but to you both. Yes. What is the message you can give my community? Yes, of Louisville. The very last message. Starting with Manem.
Thank you. My message to the international community, to your community, is that you're welcome. You're welcomed and you're loved and you matter. Your voice is important. Something bothers you, something's happening in your community. Let someone know about it. It's not necessarily the police. There's so many resources out there.
Okay.
That could help your life better here. And if you let us know, we're able to make it richer. But you need to let people know what's going on. We respect your culture. We respect your elders. But they may also need help.
Sure.
Make their lives or your life better. So with that, we're transparent, we're open, you're loved, you're welcomed, and your voice matters.
Okay, before we go to Amina, did you think one day to meet the leaders? The leaders, like the religious leaders and the community leaders, to talk with them about the community? Because if we can be in the media, they can see you like they see you like you're in the car. You see, it's almost the same. So, did you plan one day, or did you ever plan to meet with the leaders and talk to them?
So there is a program that I'm creating.
Okay.
And it's only for the leaders. This is an international leadership.
Okay.
We're talking about another program where the chief, one who's going to be part of, it's her. So it's time. But yes, the answer is yes.
Okay.
Is it done now? No.
Okay.
But it's in the plan.
You're just funny. Okay. Welcome, Mina.
Yeah, so my message would be to get to know your neighbors. We are a welcoming city, but it can be hard for people to welcome you if you're not integrating with them. So if you see someone, say hi, even if they may not understand your language. I feel like hi is something that we all have heard. We all greet each other saying hi, wave, smile. We all understand smiling. So for me, it would just be, you're welcome here, but we also want you to feel welcome, and we want us to feel like you're welcoming us. Sometimes it can be hard with the language barriers, but having that universal of a smile, it can change someone's day even if they weren't having a good day.
Yeah, you have something to say?
No, I was going to say that was beautiful.
I remember another question is, there is some part of Louisville you can advise someone to stay there, and some parts say, "Oh, no, don't stay at don't stay at the east part, because the east part there is a lot of crimes. You can stay at the western part." Is there, by your experience, is there you can advise someone to you can advise someone to where to stay and where to not stay?
I've been all over Louisville. I've been all over Kentucky, but I've been all over Louisville. And there's areas that are more, if you're not familiar with the community.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where people choose not to live. If you're not familiar with the community. What I've learned and what I've seen is, I'm from Puerto Rico, I'm Spanish. I try to integrate where my people are.
Yep.
So they're everywhere in Louisville. So I can go anywhere in Louisville. So it's not one particular neighborhood. I wouldn't dare tell someone not to go into a neighborhood or into a neighborhood. I would say, what do you want in your neighborhood? What do you picture in your neighborhood? What will make you comfortable? What will make you welcomed in a particular? Is it the stores? Is it the schools? Is it the bus route? Is it the parks? So there's so many things that Louisville has to offer. So for me to say not so much, if there's so what do you want? What do you like?
Okay. Thank you so much. Nilikuwa najaribu kuwauliza kwamba wana ujumbe gani wa mwisho. Alianza Maniva kwamba ujumbe wake yeye ni kwamba watu lazima waweze kukaa kwa umoja na kwa upendo, lakini pia Amina naye akazungumza, ili uweze kuishi na watu vizuri, hakikisha unaweza kusalimia, hakikisha unaishi watu kwenye mazingira gani, ili uone kwamba haya mazingira yako vipi. Lakini la mwisho kabisa nikawa namuuliza ni sehemu gani ambayo ni nzuri ya kuishi hapa Louisville. Akasema ni sehemu ambayo mtu unajisikia kama una ndugu, kama una marafiki, unaweza kuishi hapo. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You're most welcome. And I think we will continue inviting you in our studio.
Thank you.
Yeah, because there is a lot of upcoming events, and we will be happy to have those events and let us, our community knows. Okay. Yeah, thank you so much, Amina.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Minerva.